Let's bring another expert into the conversation here. We've reached Denise Lash of Lash Condo Law. Denise, thanks for the time today.
Pleasure to be here.
You must be very busy. We've reached you in Toronto, and I was in Toronto 2 days ago, and it had been a while, and I can't believe the number of condos that I see.
Yeah, there's tremendous growth, and it's keeping condominium lawyers very busy these days, especially since there's all these new legislation. It's not just marijuana. It's electric vehicle charging stations. It's a new condominium act. So we're very, very busy these days. So
with those other issues that you've mentioned, and I think this is a cool thing to come into the conversation on, with all those issues to deal with, how far down the list does secondhand smoke related to marijuana come in the big picture of things here? It just to me seems like something that's probably not going to see a lot of attention a lot of the time for a long time.
Well, it's the number one issue now.
See, you proved me wrong.
It's the hot topic of the day. It started about 4 months ago, and you have to keep in mind that for years, condominiums have been dealing with smoking issues, whether it's cooking odors or cigarette smoking. We do have legal issues, and there have been case decisions dealing with smoke penetration from one unit to the next. And then there became human rights issues, because there are people that suffer also from secondhand smoke, and you have people with health issues where secondhand smoke can be a really dangerous thing. So condominium boards and management companies are taking this very seriously because they're worried that now with marijuana there will be more smokers. There definitely will be more smokers. And that means more potential problems.
Right. And, anybody that's been around marijuana smoke will tell you that as nasty as tobacco smoke is, and it is, marijuana smoke seems to really hang in there. It seems to really hang in there and not dissipate as well. I said to our last guest, don't all these condos have these super duper ultra fume fans above their cooking surfaces? I mean, is it really an issue if you've got all that new air circulation? I don't know.
No, well, you're forgetting about all the older buildings that were built in the 70s and
right.
80s. So smoke is definitely an issue, and it's not just the smoking. The proposed new legislation will allow the growing of 4 household plants. And I didn't really know what that meant when I heard about that, but now I've learned a lot about marijuana these past few months. And these plants can grow quite large and produce all kinds of problems in terms of humidity and mold growth.
Okay.
So condominium corporations not only are prohibiting smoking, and some are prohibiting smoking in the units as well as the common areas, so going smoke-free, but they're also prohibiting the growing of marijuana plants.
So they figure people on their terraces or balconies might, have 4 pots going with plants that are getting rather tall. And are they're concerned about
it's not. It's the inside.
It's inside?
They're growing. Yeah, they're growing inside, and we've had grow-up situations, illegal grow-ups, and it really affects the unit and the common elements. So it can be a major concern. But you have to also keep in mind, this is done by way of rules, and some corporations, probably half of our clients, are going with rules. Some are just prohibiting it on the balconies and the common areas. Others are doing completely non-smoking in the units and on the balconies. But they have to grandfather existing smokers, and they're handling the tobacco smokers the same way marijuana smokers are treated. So they have to grandfather. So that's why the rush is on now to do rules, because you grandfather existing smokers. And obviously you're not grandfathering existing marijuana smokers because they're not allowed unless it's for medicinal use.
Denise, you know better than anybody that it's fairly easy, I put quotations around that, fairly easy to set up regulations, set up rules, get rules in place. It's a different matter altogether to enforce them, and rules that rules or legislation that isn't really enforceable or easily enforceable isn't very good. Would you not think that it's going to be difficult to enforce these types of regulations?
No, I think it's going to be the same way we enforce other rules. So
Okay.
if someone is smoking in a non-smoking building, they'll get notice, and then the law firm will get involved, and they'll be charged legal fees, and it will go to mediation, or it may go to court depending on the situation. So we always are actively involved in enforcing rules, and these are just another type of rule. I also want to mention that these rules are passed, and then there's a 30-day period for the owners to object to it. They can call a meeting and vote against it. So that's in the Condominium Act, and so there's consumer protection there. If the owners don't want it to be smoke-free, want to smoke marijuana, they're free to challenge it.
Okay, well, that's democratic. I mean,
It's supposed to be democratic.
yeah. No, but that's good to know. I always think, it just seems to me that this is going to be, I just feel instinctively that this is going to be much ado about nothing. I suppose it's a good idea, in case I'm wrong, which I have been many times before, in case I'm wrong, to have some sort of a framework of rules and regulations established, just in case they're right. But I think this is going to be much ado about nothing. That's what I think.
I'm not sure I agree with you. So let's say you do nothing. If the corporation does not pass rules now, when the legalization of marijuana comes in, then they're not going to have a way to enforce it. It will,
Yep.
They'll have to deal with it causing nuisance to another owner, but they won't. The general smell into the hallways, they're going to have to deal with it. And so they'd rather take steps now to ensure that residents are protected.
All right. Good points. Denise Lash, Lash Condo Law, very busy lawyer in Toronto. Thanks so much for the time today.
A pleasure.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye-bye.
You're listening to The Scott Thompson Show, weekdays from noon to 3 on AM 900 CHML.